The 1980s marked a golden age for British lorry culture. Roads buzzed with trucks that weren't just hauling goods, they were hauling personality. Some were rugged, some stylish, and all unforgettable. So buckle up as we count down 15 iconic British lorries that defined grit, reliability, and undeniable charm on the road. 15. Dodge 100. Commando kicking off our list at 15 is the Dodge 100 Commando. If the Dodge 50 was the handy sidekick, the Commando was its tougher older brother. These medium to heavy lorries were everywhere across Britain in the 1980s, hauling for builders, hauliers, and even long-distance operators. Under the hood, you could find engines from Perkins, Cummins, or Leyland, so there were plenty of options depending on what job you had lined up. Renault eventually rebadged them, but in the UK, the Commando name stuck because it just sounded right, like a lorry ready for action. They weren't glamorous, but they didn't need to be. Drivers remember them as Lorry S that simply got on with life, even if they rattled a bit along the way. Today, seeing one preserved brings a smile because the Commando perfectly summed up 1980s haulage. Tough, practical, and a little rough around the edges. 14. Volvo F12 Globetrotter. Next up, the Volvo F12 Globetrotter, introduced in 1979. While British firms were fighting to survive the 1980s, Volvo quietly stole hearts with this long-distance legend. Its high-roof cab made life on the road far more comfortable, like swapping a hard bed for a hotel suite when driving across Europe. It wasn't just about comfort, though. The 12-litre engine and strong drivetrain made it practically indestructible. Operators loved the reliability, and drivers loved not feeling completely wrecked after a week behind the wheel. In Britain, the F12 became the dream lorry, the one that made other drivers jealous at lorry stops. Its extra cab space felt like freedom, and even today, enthusiasts say it was the lorry that made you believe long haul could actually be enjoyable. 13. Atkinson Borderer. Coming in at 13, the Atkinson Borderer. Introduced in the 1960s, this was the pinnacle of British engineering. Rugged, straightforward, and undeniably practical. Builders prized it for dependability over frills. It wasn't just a workhorse, it was a warhorse, capable of hauling huge loads across long distances without hesitation. Powered by Gardner engines, it wasn't fast, but it could haul a mountain if necessary. Its cab wasn't winning any beauty contests, but functionality more than made up for it. Drivers loved that most issues could be fixed with a wrench, some grease, and a few choice words. The Borderer became a common sight on UK roads, and its iconic A-grille was so recognisable that spotting one felt like running into an old friend. 12. Guy Big J4T. The Big J4T was more than a lorry. It had attitude. With its angular cab design and dependable Cummins engines, it looked as tough as it drove. On British roads in the 1970s, if a Big J pulled into a yard, other lorries might as well have packed up and left. Designed to last, it could handle the roughest terrains without complaint, though the cab wasn't exactly luxurious. Drivers praised it for no-nonsense dependability, making even the heaviest loads feel effortless. Though Guy Motors shut its doors in 1982, the Big J remains a symbol of British engineering tenacity. Tough, reliable, and memorable. Its distinctive grille even earned the nickname the Radiator with Personality. 11. Bedford TK/MK. The Bedford TK/MK was the everyman's lorry. Introduced in the late 1950s, it hauled everything from milk cartons to military supplies. Its adaptability, dependability, and boxy charm made it the backbone of British industry. Small enough for urban deliveries but sturdy enough for heavy-duty work, the TK/MK was everywhere. Farmers, hauliers, and even the military relied on it. Functional, simple, and rugged, it just kept going. Drivers often customised their cabs with cushions, thermos holders, and lucky charms, making it their own. Even after Bedford stopped production, the TK/MK's legacy lives on, with some still in use today. 10. Mighty Antar, Mark II. The mighty Antar wasn't just a lorry, it was a leviathan on wheels. Built to haul tanks, industrial equipment, and anything too big for a regular lorry, it was the go-to for extreme heavy-duty work. Its Rolls-Royce engine could tow over 100 tons, making it essentially a mobile Hercules. Drivers squeezed into its tight utilitarian cab, proud to be behind the wheel of something that could outmuscle nearly anything on the road. Its sheer size, combined with reliability, made it a favourite for both military and civilian hauliers. Some even dubbed it the Giant's Tanker, because it seemed like it could carry the planet if needed. 9. Seddon Atkinson 401, introduced in 1982, the Atkinson 401 was Britain's flagship lorry. Sleek cab design, serious presence, and engine options from Rolls-Royce, Cummins or Gardner gave drivers pride on the road. Operators liked its flexibility, using it as both tractors for long haul and rigid Lorry S for heavy-duty work. The 401 wasn't perfect, but it was a lorry you could live with, not just tolerate. Back in the 80s, it was everywhere, and even today, seeing one at a rally feels like glimpsing a bit of British lorrying history. 8. Leyland Constructor. The Leyland Constructor was the bruiser of its family, part of the T45 line. Built for tippers, mixers and heavy-duty applications, it thrived on construction sites, quarries and muddy back roads where lesser Lorry S would quit. Launched in the early 80s, its strong chassis and rugged cab made it a favourite for operators who valued durability over style. Not glamorous, but bulldog tough, the Constructor could take abuse and keep going. Builders and drivers remember it fondly because it always delivered the goods, literally. 7. Leyland Roadrunner. The Roadrunner, introduced in 1984, brought style to the 7.5-ton market. Sharp, modern cab design made it a proper upgrade over tired workhorses. Drivers loved its nimble feel, making local deliveries easier and more enjoyable. It became the darling of supermarkets, breweries and parcel firms. Quick off the mark and always seeming in a hurry, the Roadrunner earned its name. And spotting one on the streets felt like a little treat for anyone who appreciated efficient, stylish British engineering. 6. Leyland T45 Freighter. The midweight member of the T45 family, the Freighter arrived in 1982. Designed for distribution and regional haulage, it was practical and vital to everyday life. Comfortable enough for drivers and tough enough for operators, it replaced older models like the Boxer and Clydesdale. Think of it as the middle child of Leyland's lineup, never stealing headlines but dependable when deadlines loomed and loads piled high. 5. Leyland T45 Road Train. The road train, arriving in 1980, made a bold statement. British lorry-ing was still in the game. It won International Lorry of the Year 1981 thanks to its roomy cab and solid performance. With Rolls-Royce or Cummins engines, it could haul with the best of them. Operators liked it because it was cost-effective compared to flashy imports, and drivers appreciated its non-nonsense charm. Today, enthusiasts remember it not for perfection, but for symbolising the last big push for British lorry-ing pride. 4. Bedford TM. The TM was Bedford's big brother to the TL. Launched in the mid-1970s, it thrived through the 80s as a proper long-haul lorry. With tilt cab access to Cummins or Detroit engines, drivers enjoyed a commanding view and real long-distance comfort. Some grumbled about parts supply, but once rolling, it had swagger. Bold, square and unashamedly British, the TM proved that Bedford could build Lorry S tough enough for the biggest jobs. 3. Ford Cargo. The Ford Cargo rolled onto UK roads in 1981, looking like something from the future. Designed by Ford of Britain to replace the Transcontinental, it was sleek, modern, and a world away from the boxy Lorry S everyone was used to. Fleet managers loved its versatility, with models ranging from nimble 7.5-tonners to full-fat 38-ton Arctics, while drivers appreciated the cab that actually made long hours on the road comfortable. Next to a Bedford TK, the Cargo looked sharp and ready for action, like it had ironed its shirt that morning. The Cargo didn't just stick around the UK. It reached North America in 1986 as a medium-duty lorry, replacing the long-running C-Series, and over the years it's been sold under multiple brands: Freightliner, Sterling, and even Iveco in Europe. Originally built in the UK and Brazil, later in the US, it's now produced in Turkey, proving its design and practicality have stood the test of time. 2. Bedford TL introduced in 1980, the TL was the answer to the aging TK. The tilt cab was a game changer for mechanics, eliminating awkward contortions under the bonnet. It wasn't flashy, but it worked, covering distribution and heavier duties. Spotting a TL today is like running into an old classmate. Reliable, a bit boxy, and carrying some battle scars from decades of work. 1. Albion Reaver. Topping our countdown at number 1 is the Albion Reaver, built in the late 1950s. Legendary in forestry and heavy-duty haulage, it conquered Scotland's rugged hills and muddy logging roads without complaint. Tough, dependable, and trusted by drivers, it earned respect mile by mile. Not glamorous, but it didn't need to be. For anyone in timber or heavy industry, the Reaver was a lifeline, proving that reliability often mattered more than flashiness when every day brought grueling loads. Albion Motors, founded in 1899 and purchased by Leyland in 1951, continued to build under the Albion brand until 1972 and at their Scottstown, Glasgow factory until 1980. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.